So today I'm going to talk about urinary infections and an herb called Hua Shi. And I'm going to talk a little bit about urinary infections specifically during the summer months. Now, in Western medicine, we don't really think about urinary infections having anything to do with a particular season of the year. But in Chinese medicine, it can happen during different times of the year in more frequency. And that's significant for the type of pathology you might be having in your body. So, for example, in Houston and maybe other areas as well, the summer tends to be a more damp time of year. The spring and the summer, and especially the peak summer and the late summer, can be more damp and humid times of year. And then you get into the fall and winter months, and the air and the environment dries out more. Now, some people notice that they tend to have more urinary tract infections during the summer months or during the spring and early summer months, and then it gets better during the winter time. Now, not all people. You may have the opposite symptoms where it gets worse in the wintertime, and that's a different reason. But if you tend to notice it gets worse during the summer heat and during the humid times of year, chances are that you have a lot of dampness built up in your body, and especially in the lower part of your body that's responsible for controlling the urinary bladder and also the kidney area. And so in Chinese medicine, if that is a problem for you, then one of the important parts of the treatment is to cool down the body, to clear the heat, and to also get rid of dampness. And so that's kind of a clue on whether dampness and that heat is a problem for you and causing it if you notice it getting worse during different times of the year. So one thing we do for our patients is we frequently ask them if they notice problems, not just urinary infections, but whatever they may be coming in for. If they notice it getting worse during different times of year, during different seasons or different climates, or if you travel to different places where the environment's different, if they notice a difference in their symptoms, that can give us a clue as to what's going on inside the body that's causing this to get better or worse and what that means. Now, the herb that I was going to talk about today is an herb called Hua Shi, and actually in English this is talcum. So you may have heard of talcum powder. Sometimes talcum powder is used as a powder you can use on your body to help dry your body if you are sweating a lot. Sometimes talcum is used as kind of like an antiperspirant. And talcum in Chinese medicine is an herb that can help in scenarios of dampness and heat. And it comes from the talcum stone, and it's in Chinese medicine that it's processed down to a fine powder, and processed several times over and cooked so that it's safe for consumption. And it's used when you have dampness and heat building up in the body, building up in the spleen and in the kidneys and bladder, and you could have a variety of symptoms. So classically, if you have a lot of dampness in the body and you have a need for huashi, you might have thirst and difficulty with urination. And when you have those few symptoms together, that's indicative of dampness and heat in the body. And that's probably why you're having difficulty with urination or urinary tract infections. And so Hua Shi is an herb that it's not really a cool herb, but it's probably a little more neutral temperature wise, but it helps to clear the dampness, help get rid of the dampness, and at the same time help to reduce the heat that has built up from it. So that's a little bit about urinary tract infections and dampness in the body and Hua Shi. And we will see you next time.